For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a video review on an exciting new tent from Outwell. So with me here today, I've got the Outwell Montana Air 6. So the Montana is certainly a name that we've known and loved for, well, many years. And so what Outwell have really done is just brought it back into the collection for the new season, and I've chucked a load of features at it as we kind of know and love. So it's very quick and easy to pitch. Montana, you can probably pitch this model in the best part of about 13 minutes. Pitched and pegged and guided as works as you go, really. So it's a nice size. It's very much more orientated at living area. So it's a real nice sort of two-zone tent, well, kind of 2.5 if we will. Basically, a nice big sleeping, great big generous living area, and then we've got a little side porch which is inbuilt into it in a different and clever way. It's almost worth it sits in kind of Outwell's kind of premium collection. So it's a collection designed basically to be sort of top end features in kind of a polyester material. So we're running with 80 square grams fabric, so around about sort of 150D. But the more important thing, it's got a ripstop fiber running throughout it, so it feels and is more durable in general. It's got a really lovely little bit of handle to it as well, so that's a really quite nice thing in general. One thing that did really astonish me really is the pack weight. So we're looking about 28.5 kilograms for something like this. With the level of features and the tent in general, it's quite surprising, really is. And I think that's one of its biggest assets. Actually, is a big tent, albeit not a big sort of free zone tent with a front canopy, but in terms of what you get, I think it's really quite impressive. It's inflatable, so I said quick and easy to pitch, about 13 minutes. Each beam is done individually, so you've got inflation points located down the bottom here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 beams in total. You get a manual stirrup pump supply with it as standard as well, and you get a pressure gauge on there as well. It's like a dinghy style valve, so again, very easy to get the air in and also out as well. Beautiful sort of tinted windows throughout the whole model, and we've got low level ventilation as well. The windows have privacy curtains that actually physically zip up, so again, you get a real nice thorough feel. But the thing we kind of know and love really from Outwell is kind of the workmanship they do. More importantly, how they put it together, things like how they do their ground sheets, but even for example, like the way they kind of do their guide points. They actually stitch into 2 parts of the seam, so again it spreads the load, but so again better for wear and tear, and also means you've got an idea of when you're guying it, you want to get obviously both flaps dead straight. Comes out high visibility guide point as well, and a runner as well, so you can get the tension as you need to. The front and back also has storm straps, so you've got storm straps on there to give great tension. They clip off as well for ease, but also more importantly, actually when you look into the storm strap itself, it's the webbing goes all the way through and into the seam. So again, it means it distributes the overall load across the whole part, better for kind of wear and tear in general as well. But again, things like the zips, and it's all beefed up. Now, the thing that I do quite like about this again, which is a bit of a USP, is this kind of built-on side entrance really. So if it's raining, this is going to be the main point of call for coming in and out. Gives you a little bit of area to take your shoes off and then walk into your lovely clean, fully sewn in sort of main living area. The door itself just zips shut like there as well. There is then a mesh door built into the bear, so you almost got 2 doorways enters to enter into the main body, so that way you've got sort of bug protection. That works really quite well. And what they've done is almost just elongated the beam, so it starts from here and goes up and goes round and down. You'll see that when we go inside in just a moment. It's a clever way of, rather than having a separate brow pole, it makes it quicker to pitch, but more importantly, it's going to be more structurally stable and incorporated into the tent a lot more. One of the crucial things really about the Premier Collection is also the doors that are on the front. We've now got a real amount of flexibility to get airflow directly in, but also vision out. So with this, what we've done is we've rolled it away to the side for the time being. But let's just open this up and demonstrate it for you. There is a sort of an element of partly mesh, but also partly window. The door can be put halfway if you wanted to. So if you wanted sort of a bit of coverage at the front and obviously a little bit more of an entrance, you can quite happily do that. But for the sake of showing you guys what we're going to do, so that zips up. So what we've got here is basically mesh panels located down at the bottom here, and a PVC window. So that means we can actually allow airflow into the product, but still have the visibility. The front door actually fully zips up as well. So we've got it down here is we've laid it down just also to get a trip-free access into the tent itself. Saying that, what we can do is zip along the bottom, so we've got a full-on weather-tight seal. So what I'll do is nip in through the side door, just to demonstrate the options with the front section. So we've got mesh, like I said, that's the mesh part there. It zips directly down, and then you can roll it down and leave it. But the more important is because you can obviously operate it from the inside. If it suddenly starts raining, you haven't got to worry about rushing inside or rushing outside, for that matter, getting wet. But more importantly, you've got windows that then sort of open up and toggle. So then you have a little bit of daylight, well, a lot of daylight coming directly through. And if you need be, you've also got a stepper puller, so you can create almost like a little veranda to come directly into the tent. So again, you've still got keeping dogs and kids necessarily in, but you still got airflow coming in. Immediately, you're still not utilising the mesh that you've got located here, but it gives flexibility. That's one of, with camping, you get chucked at a load of different weather conditions, so flexibility is always quite crucial. We'll just open the door back up. And what it does, it rolls away to the side. For the time being, what I'm going to do is to chuck it in the corner. But like I said, then it gives you, on a nice day, you can open it fully back, roll it back into that section there, and you're into your lovely big kind of open kind of living area. And in fact, let's bring the camera around just to kind of give you a bit better understanding of that. So now you can appreciate for the sheer size of it. In the main body, you're looking around about 440 width, so it's a really generous size. When you've got a table and chairs in here, it does help it feel really homely. The beams are kind of like oversized beams as well, so structurally it's very strong, but also they're kind of very, they're pre-angled in the roof, and you've got this like Gothic arch kind of top, so helps with internal height, but more importantly, the sides are very kind of flat and boxy, meaning you put your furniture that much closer side to maximise your main sort of living area. We've got, like I said, crystal clear, sort of slightly tinted windows, so 1, 2, 3, and then you've got curtains as well to get sort of privacy as and when you wanted to. So, for example, you can just kind of toggle it. You kind of take it up halfway, chuck that over the top, so you've got obviously a little bit of privacy. Or if you want to go fully up to the top, then you obviously get your complete enclosure. And then when you don't want to utilise it, you can just kind of roll it away, and it tucks in its own little kind of pocket, and it's just a little retainer to keep it just so. And put that chair back. So headroom wise works really well. We've also got, like I said, other key features, things like Outwell's hook track system. So it's their kind of beading that's kind of you'll find on pretty much all of the models, all of the beams I should say. It allows you to have little hanging points for a lantern, or you can put little lighting across it, or suspend something between two sizes. So every beam, 1, 2, 3, has that system, so you can really adapt it and make it a home away from home. I know a lot of people like to put like little movie screens and stuff, and we've done a video of the Vermont in the same collection, and you can have a look at what's kind of geared up there. It's really quite nice. But then we kind of move on into the sleeping section. So sleeping area, we've got 3 bedrooms at the back here. They have got zip dividers between them, but so you can open it up to make it one big bedroom, but technically it's going to be a 2, kind of a 2 and a 2. Your master 2 is going to be central, so we've got 120, 140, 120. So you're going to struggle just about to fit sort of 2 doubles in all of the sections, but certainly you probably get a double in one section. Your master is a little bit bigger, so it's about 140. We've currently got a camp bed in here as well. Because it's got a slightly deeper depth than your traditional kind of bed or sleeping section, it does mean that you can get a camp bed in there. Just to sort of, as the issue we always find with sort of the slope at the back is obviously the higher you go, the more you're cutting into that slope. So that's where having deeper bedrooms is a big bonus. We've got, like I said, a camp bed in there. Actually, it's not too bad. Admittedly, the headboard is that way. I never fully understand why they always put the head that way towards the slope. Normally I'd sleep head this way, but that's for another comment for another time. We've got storage pockets built onto the front of the bedrooms as well, so you obviously declutter the main part of the tent. The bottom right hand side has also got a little cable entrance beneath it as well, so that helps to get your mains hook up directly inside. You have got mains hookup points located on the side here as well, so then you can bring your cable in without having to leave the door fully open. And there's normally one potentially on the other side as well. If not, you can just go through. Yeah, there's no one on this side as well, so again, it doesn't matter which side your mains is coming in, you can quite happily do so. Other features to mention are things the bedrooms as well. We've got a nice dark inner bedrooms as well to help to reduce light inside, hopefully give you a better night's sleep. There's also the ability of a little flap to have the view out if you wanted to, and you twin it up with this really nice big open rear vent, so you can get a great visibility on the campsite. But the darker bedrooms are a really nice benefit in not having a zip divided between sections, just gives it that extra level of thoroughness. One thing you've got, a feature which again is unique to Outwell, is the quick and quiet door. It's a magnetic door that allows you to go into the main body of the bedroom without having to go through the or you have to use the zips really. So as the name suggests, it's a bit quieter to use. It's only on the master bedroom because it's more going to be the point when the kids are asleep and you don't want to wake them up by loud kind of zips really. So let me just prep this for you. So like I said, when you go to bed, what you can essentially do is open up and then basically the door closes behind you. So it's a really nice way, obviously like I said, and with the mesh, so you've got the option to have the mesh open or closed, and if you want it to allow extra light in or more ventilation as well. So quite a nice little feature. What you do sometimes find with the larger spanning of tents, it doesn't work probably as well as it should do, but on the whole I think it's a quite nice little extra. And again, something that no one else really offers, and kind of Outwell in their kind of unique and quirkiness, it's something to addition. The one thing I've not yet mentioned is also Outwell have their own kind of lighting system that's built into the tent. So if you don't want to use your conventional lighting like we have here off kind of the hook track, the hook track can also doubles up as a lighting system as well. By basically buying an additional kind of light, which is their kind of their night light. It actually, you plug, where is me? They're down here. You plug almost the end directly into that itself, and what you then find is it actually illuminates, and it sits in a little pocket, so then it illuminates that. So you can see there's a slight bit of light. If I'm being honest, it's a nice little concept. In terms of the actual light it gives you, isn't that great. When everything's pitch black, obviously you get almost like a dull glow, but it's not going to be your main source of lighting for the tent itself. There's 2 points that essentially it works. You either use it on the main beam above the bedroom section to give a sort of a light bit of lighting, or failing that, there is also one located at the front here. So if you want to identify your tent, you get a remote control as well. So at night you come back, you put it on, it obviously shows you or illuminates where the zip is, so you can easily find the zip in the dark, and it opens it up. But for me, I think I would like to see it personally more of a lighting system that actually illuminates the tent. Then it basically means you wouldn't have to have a separate lighting for it. So love the concept. The execution probably could do with a bit better tweaking, but it's a nice little feature you can obviously add on to the tent itself. There's little pockets that they sort of fit into as well. In the actual sleeping compartment as well, what you do find there is separate storage pockets in there, so you can declutter the main tent. In fact, actually, let's bring the camera in. Let's get a bit more closer with some of this stuff. So, first thing I see is the overall size of the tent itself. You've got those lovely big areas to obviously allow a lot of light in, but when you sort of sat down at a table and chairs, the visibility in here and the size in here, I think for me is one of my favourite things. We can see a little bit more of that concept of how the beam kind of carries on and goes down. So really it's actually just expanding the actual tent itself. We've got there a sealed door, which would obviously then seal it like so that's going to be the outside. Gives you just a little bit of a kind of a sheltered area, put your shoes and things like that, or if you want to quickly dry the dog off something in the section there before coming in. Then you've got your mesh door, which is built onto that as well, so that's going to be your fly mesh. And then you've also got the mesh part in the front door itself. We've also got additional strapping, which is the Velcro tabs. It's designed basically to stop the beams from moving or twisting. So A, gives you a bit more structural strength, but again, it just keeps it more sort of bounce and braces. You can see probably just a little bit there how the light is illuminated. Like I said, it's not a huge amount of difference, but it's more like a small little ambient lighting. But again, it's something to be quite considerate of. And what you find is actually it kind of comes down and then into a pocket section down here. So then that's the part. So what you do is then feed that in. So when you see the light on its own, generally it's quite good. But then by putting that in the end of there, that works quite nice and neatly. And there's just a little button on the top to work in. It's obviously 2 positions for that system, located there, and then on the front of tent, we've got one at the top here as well. So the same thing, just goes into the end, and you sort of pick and choose as you want to go. We've got the additional strapping, and then that's the little track system that runs just to give it extra bracing. And as we can see here, we've utilised it for the clips for that kind of light, so you can have them multiple across the top if you wanted to. But again, it's a nice little way of creating a bit more ambience. We've also got the cable entry point located there as well, so it allows obviously lights to come in. Low level ventilation helps for airflow, so it helps to maximise your sort of flow into tents and help reduce condensation, because it's something is certainly a bugbear these days. But really nice oversized beams as well, so that works really quite smart. But for me, it's like I said, it's here as I would say it's definitely more of a true 6-person tent, or a comfy 5, or an extremely comfy 4 if you really want to go for it. But you can see how sort of dark the bedroom sections are. And even kind of the fabric is a nice kind of polyester, but still kind of breathable-ish material. Right, can you see how dark it is in there? We've utilised a little light in here, so this can be, as we got it here, a little storage section. We have got little pockets located on the bottom here, that's just so you can declutter the main part of the tent itself. And then we've got the quick and quiet magnet doors. The hook track system's on there as well. For me, I would probably buy like a little storage organiser and have it dropping down probably where that door is, just to maximise your internal space. But yeah, on the whole, I think it's a nice model. I think actually for what you pay for what you get actually as well, it's pretty good value. I think probably one of my favourites in that whole premium collection that Outwell do. Just the way it sits, the way it looks. You've also got the extra points on here if you want to add a little tarp onto the front of it. So you wanted that sort of front cooking section. You can buy the canopy tarps that will clip onto that quite nicely. But I think overall it just sits really well. We've got the storm straps that look at the front and back, and that's that rear ventilation point you can see here to help airflow. And what you can do is actually have it obviously zipped up if you wanted to. You want it open somewhat, so what you can do is have it rolled down. There's like a little kickstand, so that then kind of keeps it kind of open. It still allows air to flow in, or like we have here, roll it fully up so you can get a bit of light in. Also, more importantly, on those sort of sunnier days, you know, air coming directly into that point as well. And also we've got so the inflation point's located down there as well. So it's only, like I said, 4 beams in total, but sits really well. And I think actually from appearance sake, it's quite sharp and something a little bit different. It's almost worth mentioning actually there is a 4 version of this as well. So if you like the concept, and if it is, but want something a little bit smaller, something for more weekend tents for couples, there is that option. We've done a separate review video on that as well. But I think for me, the 6 is definitely one that I'd probably personally go with. The family size, the space, the feature set. Like I said, I think in terms of just a real nice feel. I mean, appreciate probably if it's a wet day, having this internal space with all being zipped up completely, I think will be very much valuable. The only question is when it comes to cooking, then that's probably when you look at sort of like an extra tarp to go on the front of it. But I think, yeah, it's quite homey, it's quite nice. I think for what you pay for you get, it's very good value. If I'm being honest, with the specification, with the ripstop fabric, with the pack size and the pack weight, I think I struggle to find something from a different brand for equivalent size with the feature set for better money, or a smaller pack size. And pack sizes and weights is certainly one more thing that's being harder and harder to come. I think it seems to be getting bigger and bigger. So I think it's where it's at a little bit of a sweet spot in general. It's only one we'd look to have on our indoor display showroom, so it's always contact us beforehand to make sure we've got it on display. We're certainly going to have the Vermont on display, which is almost its bigger brother in a sense. So if you want to see the fabric, space, layout, and that sort of stuff, and the feature set, that's definitely one to come have a look at. On the whole, I think it's a nice model. It's really quite something like as anything else, as I've sort of previously mentioned. So if you have more questions or queries, feel free to comment in the box below. It's great to hear feedback from yourself, whether it be good, bad, or ugly for that matter. And if for more information on the sort of specifics of it, specification, you can check the link below this video. Take you through our website. We've got things like pack sizes, floor dimensions, weight, individual features all listed for you as well, so you can do your research and homework regarding it all, as well as videos we've got sort of similar tents to it that we've done pitching videos for. So there's quite a lot of content to absorb as well. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful, and we look forward to hearing from you. But that's been our little video review on the Outwell Montana 6 Air in the latest model in the premium collection.